Hi, it's Alaska Granny. If you've been watching the news at all, maybe you feel a little bit of anxiety over what they're talking about a war between Russia and the Ukraine and the possible invasion by China of Taiwan. And it's just a little bit upsetting when you think about the politics of the world that could really, even though none of it is taking place on our shores, can affect the supply chain of the things that we have. If you think about the world globally, trade goes back and forth through all different countries. Politics get involved in that, and then we don't know what can happen. You wouldn't think that events happening on a different continent could affect the supply chain of the food where we live, but it does. Even if it's just an oil crisis, then that makes everything either cost more or be less available because the price of a gallon of gas to transport things all over the world, all over the country, all over your state, that makes the price of things go up, or things are just not available. So while we can't control what happens in other places, we can control what we do to get ready, how we can prepare so that if there's a coming crisis, we are prepared for it. It doesn't even have to be that something breaks out somewhere else in the world. If you lose your job, someone gets sick, your power goes out, you have a catastrophe of your own. You need to have supplies on hand so you can deal with the everyday emergencies that come up to you, let alone what happens all over the world. So it's just prudent to be prepared. What are some of the prepper pantry foods and prepping supplies that you might want to stock up on now? Well, it never hurts to have extra beans and rice. These foods can last forever. You can pick up a 1 or 2 pound bag, put them away in an airtight container, and it costs you almost nothing. Yes, you could still buy a gigantic bag and put that away if you haven't done that yet. But stock up on the longest lasting foods, not just beans and rice in the dried form. You can also look for cans of beans, packages of rice. These are simple to make on a day-to-day basis when you may not want to dig into your foods that can last for 30 years. Just getting dinner on the table can be important. Get some beans and rice in packaged forms. There are all types of supply chain issues with meat. Maybe you can't find the fresh meat that you want, or you're concerned that the price is becoming prohibitive. That may not change in the future. Prices may go up and things become in shorter supply. So if you don't have a stockpile of some canned meat, get some now. Get the kinds that you like. If you see something you're not sure what it is, buy one, take it home and try it. If you like it, go back and get more. But don't stock up on meat that you're not planning to eat, you don't know what it is, and you don't even know if you like it. Find the varieties that you like, everything from beef and pork to chicken, turkey. You can find all kinds of different kinds of canned fish and even Spam. But remember, don't buy it if you don't like it. Stock up on vegetable oil. The prices are shooting up on vegetable oil. And if you're a coffee drinker, you might want to get that because the prices are going up. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I can't grow my own tea, so I stocked up on the tea bags that I prefer to drink. If you have pets or small children, make sure you have extra pet food, any baby formula or special food items that your babies and small children enjoy eating. You want to make sure that you are able to provide the basics for the most vulnerable, our children and our pets. You also want to stock up on some over-the-counter medication. Whatever the kinds are that you like to use, make sure that you have plenty of them on hand. Some of the ingredients come from China, and if we continue to have supply chain issues from China, you may not be able to get these. If you've been to the pharmacy lately, you've seen there are big, huge gaps in the kinds of supplies that you can get for medication. Some of the cough medicine and the children's varieties are just not available. They're very difficult to find. If you don't have a nice supply of the medications that you use and count on having, you might want to top off that supply while you can. Something that I've noticed are in short supply are cigarette lighters. I don't know why they would be in short supply, but they are. I was looking to pick up a few and they were very difficult to find just plain old Bic lighters. I also had to replace my garbage disposal, and when I called, the plumber who works for me would pick it up and bring it to my house and install it, and he told me I was fortunate that I had called him when I did, because when he went to get the garbage disposal, they told him there had been none in stock for 3 months, and they had ordered 400 of them and had only received 100 of the supplies of garbage disposals the week before. So stores can keep ordering the supplies they want, but it doesn't mean that they're getting them in stock. And they can't control what comes on the delivery trucks any more than you can control what the mailman is bringing to your house. It has to be what's delivered is what's available, and there are just problems. So I was fortunate that now I have a working garbage disposal and I didn't have to wait 3 months for one to come into stock. Why should we be preppers? So that we can live a full life no matter what the restrictions are, no matter what the hardships are, no matter what the shortages are. We know that there are always going to be dangers in life, and as preppers we try to figure out what they might be and how to mitigate those dangers and how to prepare to make ourselves to have the things that we need and live as safely and happily as possible. So get things while you can. We just don't know what the future holds. And you can always eat your food. It doesn't have to be something you put it away forever. You stock up so that you have plenty, and then you rotate and work your way through your supplies. And that's how you gain that confidence that you can take care of yourself, because you can go to your pantry, you can go to your prepper stockpile, and you have all the different types of items that you need. That's comforting on any kind of a day, that you can have the things that you need no matter what circumstances come your way that day. If you enjoyed my video, I hope you'll share it with someone else you think might like it. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.